Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian Cicada, and in this video, I want to discuss how to budget using the 50-30-20 rule. This one rule is probably one of the most commonly known budgeting methods known to man. This one little rule has helped many people become financially free. This one little rule has helped many people achieve their financial dreams, all right? And in this video, I kind of want to discuss what the 50-30-20 rule is and how to help you guys execute them to make sure you guys reach the financial goals and the financial dreams you deserve, all right? And in my channel, as a reminder, I like to talk about financial independence and investments. If that's something you guys do like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and smash the like button, all right? So let's quickly go into this, the 50-30-20 rule. What exactly is this? And it's basically a budgeting method, all right? This method is basically used after you get your paycheck or after you get a salary, and it's after, you pay your taxes, all right? So let's say in your week, you're getting paid $1,200, but after taxes and your take-home pay is $1,000, all right? So let me quickly erase this for you. I could make some illustrations for you guys, all right? So in a week, your take-home pay is $1,000, all right? This is after taxes and everything else, all right? When I say after taxes, it's because those $200 that you pay in taxes, you don't really see. You can't really manage that money until, taxes, and if you get that money back at the end, So this is the money you have in your cash in hand, all right? Cash in hand. This is the cash in hand you get every week, all right? So the 50-30-20 method is just like this. You're basically going to split your money in 3 different ways, all right? That looks like 20%, right? All right? You're going to split your $1,000 in 3 different ways, all right? 50-30-20, 50-30-20 rule, all right? But what exactly does the 50%, 30%, and 20% mean? 50% of your money is basically you're going to pay for your needs, all right? The necessities that you need to live, basically, like food, water, housing, okay? 30% is for your wants, and 20% is for your savings or your investments, all right? And that's basically a good guidance to how to break up your money, and it's like a great first step in learning how to budget, all right? So let's get into this a little bit more in depth, all right? So the 50% of the $1,000 of your cash in hand will be $500, right? So $500 is what you're gonna use to pay off your needs, your necessity. This is again your needs. What qualifies as a need? Again, things that you can't live without, as in food, water, housing. You need a place to live. If you have a car, what you need, you gotta pay some gas. You gotta pay basically your bills for the house, right? You need light, you need AC, Let's say you have a kid, you have to make sure your kid is living good. You have to pay your bills, okay? These are the stuff you cannot live without. These are the things that you have to make sure you pay first before anything else, right? So that's 50%. So this is $500 a week, or you could say and I'm a long-term thinker, so in a month, you're gonna use $2,000 to pay off all your needs. Insurances, bills, medical bills, housing, all these things you're gonna use for your needs, because 50% again is towards your needs. All right, so now your 30% is for your wants. All right, 30% is for your wants. 30% of $1,000 is yes. What is it? $300. Correct. I don't know who said it, but yes, you are correct. $300 a week, all right, for your wants, all right? And I kind of want to get into depth with wants, because here's where a lot of people make a mistake, okay? When it comes to wants, they kind of get confused between wants and necessities, okay? So the first wants is shopping, all right? Excessive shopping, all right? Shopping for clothes, shopping for that Louis Vuitton bag, that's wants. You don't need that Louis Vuitton bag. You want that bag, okay? And that's kind of the difference. There's some people that think, oh no, I need that bag. That's something I really, really need. I can't live without that. Oh. That's wrong. That's a want. All right, don't. It's when you're budgeting using the 50-30-20% rule, it's always good to never steer away from needs, wants, and savings. All right, so here's where a lot of Americans, a lot of people make that mistake. They overspend on their needs, but it's really their wants. All right, and here's where a lot of people mess up. So I kind of want to help you guys know what exactly is a want. You want to go shopping. You want to go out to eat. You want to go on dates. All right, so these are your wants. All right, you want to buy a new phone. All right, these are wants. These are things that you don't really need, to live every day. All right, let's say it's a brand new shoe, all that stuff. You don't need that. You want that, and it's always good to know, because with the 30% here, this is making sure that you guys are still living your best life. All right, $300 a week. Or it could be $1,200 a month. All right, you could use $1,020 a month to basically do whatever you want. You could go on a spending spree. You could go to the arcade, go to the museum, go on vacation. But this is to make sure, I'm not saying don't do stuff you want to make sure you go, you're financially free. What I'm saying is, don't ever, overspend on stuff you don't need. All right. Why? Because if you're overspending, you're gonna be this guy. And then if you're starting to get confused between wants and needs, you're not gonna really be living your best life. You're gonna be this unhappy person. All right? You're gonna be that unhappy person. And we're trying to make sure with this, you're this person. Give them hair because I don't have some. All right? Just to make sure you're that happy person. Dimples and all. All right? So with this, it's just making sure you're still living your best life and you're still doing what you want, making sure you're happy, all right? Wants. Now the last 20% is basically your savings. I drew the happy face, good, huh? Is your savings or your investments? Investments, all right? 20% of $1,000, $200 a week. That's a dot a week, or it could be $100 a month. All right. So when you're saving, it's always good, because I like to tell people this. When it comes to savings, everything kind of depends on what you guys want to do. Okay. But some ideas when it comes to savings or investments, it could be your stocks. If you have a stock portfolio, you could put it in a Roth IRA. You could, or you could just leave it in the bank, or even have cash. You could always have that cash in hand, okay? And what many people always tell me is this: "Oh, hey Chris, I don't make that much money. I don't really live that life I want, and I can't really save too much money. What do I do?" Again, the 50-30-20% rule is kind of a guideline. All right. As long as you're saving and putting some money aside to your savings, some money to your wants, and making sure you're paying off the stuff you really need, you'll be good. Okay. This 20%, like let's say you can't save 20% because things vary. Pay varies, where you live varies. Some people live in more expensive places than others. So you could probably, not save as much. And on the other hand, you could probably save a little bit more than the person that lives in California or in New York. All right. So let's just say, worst case scenario, you're in a very expensive neighborhood. You could probably save 10 to 15% instead of the 20%. Okay. Maybe the extra 5% you'll use for your needs, for your necessities. Okay. And when it comes to kind of shifting the averages a little bit, I always try to never touch the savings too much. All right. The one I always try to touch is the wants. Okay. 50-30-20. All right. Always try to touch the wants. Okay. Because your needs, you always have to, you pay your needs. Okay. But let's say when it comes to your salary, 60% you need to pay for your needs. Like that's what your salary, that's how much you need for your salary. That's how much of the salary you need to pay off all the stuff that you need. Okay. And here, I always try to use 20% as my guidelines. I never try to lower this. I always try to up it. What I always try to lower is my wants. Okay. 20. Yeah, I'm limiting myself a little bit to the stuff I could do. week to week or month to month. But again, I'm kind of in the long-term game. I'm a long-term investor anyways. All right. So if I save, let's say $100 a week, that's $400 a month. In 10 months, that's $4,000. All right. So I could probably go on a really cool vacation with the wife or with the kid or with some family because I have $4,000 saved up for my wants, or have a really expensive dinner for a party, for something else, or for a festival that I want to go to for my wants. But I never try to touch my savings. All right, that's the important part. Because when many people fail when it comes to budgeting, many people fail because they steer away from their savings and they start eliminating their savings and start putting it into their wants. Okay, and they start putting it into the wants. And then when there's time, like let's say there's an emergency, you have no savings, you have nothing to use, and then there's where people start struggling. Okay, so it's always good to, even if it's $10, as long as you're putting something away, guys, as long as you're putting something away, it could really, really, really it could really go so far. All right. So again, like the 50, 30, 20% rule, it's not a rule that is set in stone. Things vary depending on where you live, how much you make, and the situation you guys are in at the time. Like I know people that have that use 70% of the salary. They use 10% and 10%. Whoop, that was bad. My math was off. They use the 10%, and then the rest is 20%. All right, 70% for their needs, 10% for their wants, and 20% for the savings. Again, he never touches his savings. If anything, he always tries to up the savings. All right, and I keep repeating and I keep stressing it because it's that important, and that's how you can live free at the end of the day. With your savings, your cash on hand, your investments, your stocks, whatever you have for your savings or your investments, that could really push you forward and push you ahead from the regular 99%. That's basically the difference between the 99% and the 1%, in my opinion. The ability to how you handle your money. There's a famous saying if you cannot handle $1,000, how are you going to be able to manage 10,000? All right. And just by using this 50, 30, 20% rule is basically giving you a good guideline to manage 10 grand once, and you will manage that 10 grand. Okay. I have a lot of confidence in all of you to make sure you have 10 grand in hand, and you're going to be like, that's nothing to me. I have a lot of confidence in you guys. All right. And that's basically it. The most important thing when it comes to budgeting is the consistency and the continuation on budgeting. Okay. If you're making this a habit and you make it a habit and you unconsciously keep putting some money away for your needs, your wants, and your savings, you guys will be a step closer to reaching financial independence. All right. I promise you that. I promise you that. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to some of my friends and some of the people I've told this to. I've seen it happen, guys. If you're just doing it and you make it a lifestyle to budget and never go over what you need and always have a set guideline, you will be there. I promise you. Like, that's a guarantee. You will get there. Okay, you have to save, to make sure, just in case a rainy day happens, you're prepared for it. All right, without sacrificing your happiness, without sacrificing time for your family, and without sacrificing where you live. That's the important part, your happiness. At the end of the day, the reason I'm making this channel is to make sure everybody's happy. All right, it's to make sure everybody's happy. I think that's a pretty cute face. To make sure everybody's happy. If you execute this plan to the T, and you guys do a proper investment, so you have cash in hand, save, whatever it is, you guys will be there. I promise you, you guys will be there. All right, and that's basically the video, guys. I really hope this video brought you guys a lot of value. And if you guys know anybody that's interested or need to watch this video, make sure you share it with them. All right, and remember, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, smash the like button. Till next time, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video.